Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here again, and today is day number 184 of quitting alcohol. I'm out here hiking again in Southern Oregon, and this has been a huge part of my whole journey, is coming out to the outdoors, and it really helps me from a physical standpoint, a mental standpoint, and a spiritual standpoint. I just think it's really good, even if you don't live in an area where you have hiking trails nearby, but even just walking around your block, if you live in the city, getting out, getting some sunshine and fresh air can be a huge part of the healing process in all this, and just highly encourage you guys to do that. And even if you're not feeling like it, and that kind of brings me into my topic for today. So often when I would try to quit in the past, or when I was drinking in the past, I would say to myself, well, you know, one day I'll finally feel like quitting, and that's going to be the day that I quit, or you know, I need some motivation or some inspiration somehow to finally put down the drink. And you know, it ended up being 20 plus years went by and that day never came. And I guess I'm here to tell you guys that that day may and probably won't ever come to where you feel like quitting drinking. I don't think you're magically going to wake up one day and be like, oh, today I just don't feel like drinking, and then you never drink again. You know, unfortunately, you have to do things in life that you don't feel like doing, and through that you get stronger, and then you start to feel like doing those things. Just like coming outdoors and getting some exercise and that type of thing. You might not be motivated or inspired to do that in the beginning, but the more that you do it, the more you start to enjoy it and embrace it and really start to love it, you know. And quitting alcohol is the exact same way. You're never gonna just feel like doing it until you actually begin the journey and give it the time. And then one day you wake up and you go, I'm really liking this process, and discovering who I am, and all these great things that are happening in my life, and fun things I'm doing now that I was never doing when I was a drinker, you know. So just you know, it can be one of those things where the longer you continue to not feel like doing something and you stay on that path and that trajectory, you're like a kind of like a bowling ball building momentum. You know, you're heading in this direction of, you know, the same path, and not feeling like it, and the longer you go and you do that, the harder it can be sometimes to change your course or change direction. You know, it would have been a lot easier for me to quit drinking when I was 5 years in, you know, 2 years in, 10 years in, rather than, you know, 20 plus years. And that's not to say even those of you that are 40 years of drinking can't turn around and make a change, because you absolutely can. But I just think the longer you're on a path, just like the longer you're on a path of quitting alcohol, the easier that gets, and the more it becomes a path into a track that you just stay on, because that's been your trajectory and momentum for however long you've been doing it, you know. So yeah, the whole, you know, waiting to feel inspired and motivated and wake up one day that you're gonna just, that's gonna be the day, you know. I said so many times, oh, I'm gonna do it then, I'm gonna do it then, and then would come around and it would never happen, you know. And there's a quote, I can't remember who said it, but, and I don't even remember the exact quote, but it's along the lines of, while you're waiting for motivation and inspiration, a lot of us are out there doing it and getting it done, so to speak, you know. In other words, you know, there's a group of people that are just waiting and waiting and waiting, and that time never comes, while other people, despite feeling like not doing something, are out there getting after it and doing it anyway, and changing their lives and that kind of thing. So I just think I get why people want to live the life of comfort and, you know, waiting to feel motivated and waiting to feel like doing things before they actually do them. But you know, ask yourself this question: are all the things that feel good and comfortable in life actually good for you? You know, are rich foods good for you? Are drugs good for you? Alcohol, these things that give us some kind of temporary fix and endorphin bump or whatever, are these things actually good for you? No, they're actually not. And it's the things that, like exercise, like eating healthy, that sometimes you don't feel like doing are the things that are good for you and are going to get you heading in the right direction with your life and get you happy and bring you joy. Because temporary band-aids and substances and the comfort things of life are just temporary band-aids. If you want to feel good all the time and you want to have a life where you wake up excited to live, then the temporary things have to go away, and you have to start focusing on learning to deal with some things that are uncomfortable at first and getting through them and past them. Because then, like I say, those things that used to cause you discomfort, you start to love, and you start to go, this is great, because you start to see how your life is evolving and changing into something so much better than sitting in a chair or sitting on a bar stool, drinking alcohol every day, living a broken record life in your comfort zone. And I'm only saying all this, there's no judgment in that lifestyle. I get it, but it's like the only way I can talk about this stuff is because I've lived that side for so long, and I remember just being miserable. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to leave it there. Get outside, enjoy the sun and the fresh air, and start doing some of those things that you don't feel like doing. And over time, you're going to find yourself evolving as a human being and getting a better life. So even though you don't feel like quitting the alcohol, if you can find the courage, quit the alcohol and see what happens. So with that said, guys, if you guys are enjoying these videos, please give them a like, subscribe to the channel if you can, and most importantly, remember, sauce ain't the boss. You are. You guys have a great day.